Hi, hello. Welcome to Gold Nugget, JAW underscore success. If this is your first time to the channel, let me welcome you. If you have already subscribed, let me thank you for joining me on this growth path. Today, my nugget is the weather. Now, you tell me that you have never been discouraged. You tell me that you have never felt depressed, lonely, miserable, confused, hungry, miserable, cross. You tell me that you have never reached to that place where you feel as though everything you're trying, everything you put your hand to, everything you go after, it just feel empty, null and void. You see things that you would want and it's as if you can't get it. It is so far out of your reach that it make you miserable. Or you see people accomplishing stuff that you think that you should have been able to do it. What is so hard about it? Why is it so difficult? Tell me that you have never been to that place. If you have never been to that place, congratulations, you are one of the few. For the rest of us, we have all been there, and some have committed suicide, some have given up life, some have just given in to the pressures and decide that, boy, the only solution, the only way out of it is drugs. The only way out of it is to do the wrong thing, and probably prison would suffice. That's how it is with many. So as I talk about the weather today, I'm talking about something in life that it doesn't matter where we move to. There's always going to be a climatic condition. There's always going to be either sun too much, going to be a little bit of cloud, some water every now and then, or we might move to a place where it's raining all the time, it's cold all the time, it's sunny, dusty. We're in some wilderness place where if it's not rain, some insect is biting us, the weather, and that's life. How do we deal with life when the problems, the trials, the issues, the circumstances, when the bills are piling up and when money becomes so short and everything is just out of the way? How do we deal with life? Can I say this to you? Continue living. Continue to focus ahead. Continue to apply yourself. Continue to ask yourself the question, is this always going to be how it is? And if the answer you get is yes, then you must be able to say to yourself, well, how do I change this? Because can I tell you, depression lasts as long as you choose to remain depressed. Yes, you can get some tablets, and yes, you can get some persons coming around you to motivate you for a little while. But as soon as those individuals, as it were, pack their bags and gone, as soon as you become addicted to the tablet, as soon as you get used to it, as it were, the pain comes back. The realization that you're broke, the realization that you don't have the support system around you, the realization that the weather is just half full is right there. So, what do we do on the days when we have to move but the weather is horrible? Do we lock up inside the house? Do we lock up inside our emotion? Do we cut off ourselves from people? Do we stop talking to people? Do we stop going to the places that we used to go? Can I tell you this? No. It's very hard not to do it. And I can sit here as one who have had to be fighting with myself, fighting with the pressures of life, fighting with the ever-changing conditions of life, fighting with the situations that I am saying, I wonder if it's ever going to get any better than this. Every one of us have been there. And every one of us is forced to deal with life and that way. You know why? Because that is how we grow. If we never have these emotional turmoils, if we never face these setbacks, if we never face these mountains and insurmountable pressures, we would never know the kind of character we have on the inside. Sometimes we will never know who really love us, who really appreciate us. Sometimes when we're going through these dark moments, sometimes when the weather is so bad, we are alone. But today, one of my prayer in this nugget is that you find people who will walk with you through the worst of your weather conditions. People who will not sit back and say, him no longer like me. She no longer appreciate me. She no longer wants me in their lives. Some persons don't understand that the reason you are not where they are, it's because you have to go out into your own weather. You have to face your own crosses. You have to deal with your own pressure. You have to face the music by yourself. And sometimes some persons must be there to help you face the music, but because they see you going through your struggle, your pressure, and you're not talking about it, they feel that, oh, him get rich, she reach where she is, and she no longer cares about us. No, that's not how it is. It's just that sometimes we go into these bad weather conditions, these bad storms that separates us from others. And in those separatory moments, we have got to find our own selves. And sometimes it's only after we have found ourselves, we can come back to the people who never knew that we actually left. Because they were busy saying we abandoned them. They were busy saying we left them. They were busy saying, but this is something I want to say in this nugget. And I want to say to you, when you find yourself, go back to the people who love you. My only other prayer in this nugget is that the people you're going back to will not see you as negative. And I'm going to use a Bible character, or probably two, When Ruth and Naomi went back to Jerusalem, they left Jerusalem in good times. And they went to Moab. And things, let me rephrase that. They left Jerusalem when things was bad. And they went to Moab where things look nice and fancy. But in Moab, a lot of persons don't know that in Moab, you have difficulties. You're losing everything you have in Moab. And yet still, they will say, it's because you don't like me why you moved to Moab. No, you moved to Moab because you want to get out of a bad situation. But where you have ended up in Moab robbed you of something. And some persons don't understand that. But my prayer in this is that when you get back to Jerusalem, when things turn in Jerusalem and you get back there, people around you will not shun you. They will not push you aside. And yes, you may have to go pick up wheat, fend for yourself in Boaz's field, but at least you will have a good life. The Lord will provide you a kinsman. And the second person I want to use is, this widowed woman. She was rich, rich. And the prophet Elisha said to her, now leave out of the city, Syrophoenicia, leave and go and dwell, among the Assyrians. Go somewhere else and live. Because things was bad. There was going to be a famine in the land. So sometimes when there is a famine in the land, when the weather is so bad elsewhere, we've got to move elsewhere. But when we move to that place, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all pleasure. And we must come back. So in this nugget, if I wasn't entitling this nugget the weather already, I would say, come back. Come back to what? Come back to a place where situations change. Don't dwell in the sadness. Don't dwell in the pain. Don't dwell in the frustration. Don't dwell in the misery. Don't dwell in the loss. And don't dwell in the sadness. Don't dwell in the disappointment. Don't dwell in the fact that it's not working just yet. It will work. Sometimes we have got to move 2 steps forward, move a step backward, move sideways, move again in order for it to work. But as long as we keep moving, as long as we keep doing something, as long as we keep shaking ourselves, even when the dust of death is on us, even when it feels like the last breath is running out of us, then we still have something to fight for. There's this game called The Last of Us, right? And for those who play games, know that, boy, it's a survival. It's one of those games where everybody has already turned zombie and it's just a few of us leave. It's just like the living dead. But we've got to find our way and say, we're going to defend this to the last breath. We're going to fight and get to a situation where we change our station in life. So, let me ask the question again. Have you ever been disappointed? Have you ever been depressed? Have you ever feel lost and alone? If you have, you're dealing with the weathers of life, and weather conditions don't stay the same. They change. Endure the dark times. Endure the pressure. Endure the situation. Yeah. Sometimes you may have to take 2 or 3 tablets in order to let the serotonins in your body start to kick in a bit. Every now and then you might have to go to a counselor, somebody sit down and talk to a good friend. Every now and then you have got to, find a movie and laugh over. Every now and then you may have to just walk into some woods, go somewhere, go do something. But whatever you do, never forget your dream. So this is where I want to end this nugget. Don't forget your dream. Write it down on a piece of paper. Matter of fact, take up a piece of paper like now and say, as of today, this is what I want to do. It's just like me. Every now and then, I go back to my 67 page of I wills and I do. Those, you can find them in my book, Smorgasbord. I put them in there. There are 67 of them that I said, I will not, I must, I will try, I'm going to do this. And every now and then, when I feel depressed, when I feel lost and alone, when I feel discouraged, when I feel miserable, when I feel betrayed, when I feel angry, when I feel like, I'm working blood, sweat, and tears, and it feels like I'm not going anywhere. And those feelings seep on the inside. And I feel, boy, so depressed. I come back to that place where I said, I was suicidal once, and I got over it. I'm never going back to that suicidal situation. But I've come to this place where every now and then when I feel depressed and low enough, I go back and look at the stuff that I have written down and tell myself, yes, it's not going good. And yes, because you felt depressed, miserably lost and alone, you had stopped. You stop writing, you stop singing, you stop practicing how to play the keyboard. You just become like a bum. You just become like a beach whale. It's as if every now and then you have a writer's block. And I can just talk about the frustration even in this video because I've been there, I've done that. But just like how I have come to this place where I look back at things that I want to do. I can't afford to let it drop. I look back at things that I want to do and I said, well, to myself, I wanted to become a notable, encourager and motivational speaker. Want to be a teacher, want to be a writer, I want to be a singer. I want to be somebody who people can walk up to and get a word of encouragement out of. That's the kind of individual I want to be. And though I don't feel like that right now, though I feel a little depressed and miserable, that's what I want to become. And then I ask myself, what do I need to do to get back onto this spot? And then I start to say, okay, let's do another nugget. Let's do a video. Let's start singing a tune. Let's start to do something. And at the end of it, my spirit becomes encouraged. And I want to encourage you with the knowledge that as long as you keep pushing forward, as long as you keep trying, as long as you keep enduring, you will make it. All right? This is JAW saying, by all means necessary, create a way out. Because as long as you keep creating a way out, it doesn't matter what depressive situation you get yourself in or you find yourself in. No matter what the weather condition over your head, rain, snow, hail, storm, blistering wind, wherever you find yourself, as long as you keep moving forward, there is a better way. And just like the song I started to try to put together says, you'll make it. You'll make it. As long as you keep trying, as long as you keep moving on, you'll make it. The road is never easy. The mountain's never short enough, but you'll make it. Never let the storm clouds get you down. Never let the wind blow you away. You'll make it. Come on and tell yourself you'll make it. On the mountaintops or in the valley low, it doesn't matter where you go, you'll make it. Keep pressing forward, you'll make it. All I can say is that you'll make it. Doesn't matter who is not there. Doesn't matter who choose not to be there. It doesn't matter who believes that you are where you are. As long as you know where you want to go and you can take up something you have written and say, I wrote this last year that I'm going to become a motivational speaker and I will not die until I go on a large stage with a whole heap of people before and say, this is how I made it to be here. Sometimes some of us allow situations to kill us instead of telling ourselves, no matter what's the test, whatever comes my way, I'm gonna make it. With Jesus on our side, things will work out fine. I'm gonna make it. Keep pressing forward because you will make it. God bless you. Bye.